decided to do this quick video because I had questions about this T-Fal cooker regarding pressure. I know that there are some people who do not like this T-Fal cooker. I know that because I've actually gone out and I read the reviews prior to purchasing. But luckily, I am a person who does not put a lot of stock in reviews, especially if they're like some that are really saying that they hate it, and then the overwhelming majority is saying that they like it. So that means something might be okay about it. I had some questions about pressure and steam coming out of the lid as it's cooking. So let's get the lid and take a look. The lid, as you know, I'm always telling you prior to using, you must take this off and make sure that you look through it, make sure there's no debris, no obstructions. You want to take a look through that hole. You should see, I see Timmy. You might not be old enough to remember that, but that was Romper Room. They never said my name. I'm still kind of salty about that too. But at any rate, you always want to inspect your lid prior to using. How do you take it off? You take this dial and you turn it to that little dot. There's a little dot right there. And you line that dot up with the dot that's on here. And when you do that, press down, and now you have it back on your cooker. So in terms of how do you get up to steam, whether you are pressure canning or cooking, there are two different things that you do if you're pressure cooking. For pressure cooking, there is no need to let continuous steam come out of the vent for 10 minutes. That is something you do when you're canning. When you're pressure cooking, all you need to do is see continuous steam come out of the vent, and you turn it to whatever setting that you want to cook on. Make sure that you have your heat turned up screaming high so that it can go ahead and build up that pressure to whether it is you're cooking on gauge number 1, you're cooking in zone gauge number 2, or you're cooking in zone gauge number 3. When you see that pressure get to 1, 2, or 3, whichever one you're cooking on, you then turn the heat down a little and you keep monitoring your cooking. You keep monitoring it on your cooker to make sure that you are staying within the zone. I've done it several times. I've cooked and I've canned in it, and each time it has not fallen below pressure. It has stayed on pressure. And there have also been questions about the steam that is being released as you are cooking with this or pressure canning with the T-Fal. There is a little bit of steam that comes out. Not to be alarmed, it's just releasing a little bit of that built up pressure. As long as you're staying within your zone while you're cooking, then you are fine. There is nothing wrong. I think the thing that is confusing a lot of people is when you are dealing with one of the other brands of pressure canners or cookers, they want you to put that weight on it. And you hear that weight stops all of the steam from coming out of that pot. This is not that. There is no counterweight that is being put on anything. There is nothing that is stopping. There is nothing that you're going to keep hearing a jingle, 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 jingle like on the other pressure canners. This does not do that. Thank God, because I don't want one of those. I am glad that I got this. So let's go ahead, put this on our cooker. I'm going to turn my stove on. I got my heat up on high, and I am now getting ready to place my lid on my cooker. Remember, line her up. And I got some broth going, y'all, so making some dressing for somebody. Let's put our lid on. We're gonna let our arrows line up. And once they line up, we're gonna turn it. It's locked. I have it on steam. I got my heat up on high. And now all we're doing is waiting for continuous steam to come out of the vent. Once continuous steam comes out, I'm gonna bring the camera around to show you that the gauge is going up. Okay, you see that there's continuous steam. So if you're pressure canning right now, this is what you're looking for. You're gonna let it steam for 10 minutes before you turn it on your dial gauge. But if you are cooking your food, you're just looking for it to start steaming like this, and then you're gonna turn your gauge to, let's say, people are saying they are having difficulty on number 3. So we have it turned down to number 3. We still have our heat cranking hot. And now we're gonna watch our gauge climb until it gets to gauge or zone number 3. And here we go. We're already up to zone 3. Now we're gonna reduce our heat. And you see that little bit of pressure, steam coming out? That's perfectly normal. There's nothing to worry about. You see our gauge is on number 3. I've turned down the heat on my fire. It's probably like maybe medium right now. What you want to do is keep looking at your gauge. And that's how you achieve 15 PSI. It will stay at this pressure as long as you need it to the entire time. And of course, when you're done, you turn your heat gradually off. You let it sit until it goes down to the very bottom right here. There is no more pressure in the can. And then you turn it on your steam vent. I hope that I answered your questions. And if I did not address everything that you were looking for about keeping your PSI on point, whether there's steam that's continuously coming out, just send me a comment and I can always revise the video. I can update it, make another one so that we cover all the questions. Each one teach one. Happy canning and happy cooking. Bye.